have gone to sew this crotch, the front crotch, together by 1/2 inch, and likewise I did the same to the back crotch. I have labeled the different parts of the leg for the front and the back, so I will know how to join them together. Now this is how I cut the fabric. So this part is the right, this part like this is the right side of the front part of the trouser, the right side. So this and this goes together, and this and this goes together, the left side of the front part. And that is how we are going to go ahead and pin them together to sew. The side of the front and the back, we are going to sew them together first before we come to the crotch part. So picking the side of the front part, the right side of the front part, I'm going to pin it to the right side of the back part. If you don't understand, just watch what I am doing. FR, front right, pinned together with BR, back right. So I'm going to pin them together at this side. This holds it together, and I'm going to do the same for the left side. So this is the left side of the front, the left side of the front, and the left side of the back. So I'm going to pin them together as well. Now I'll take it to the sewing machine and sew these parts together with 1/2 inch. I will shift the front part to meet this side of the back part, then stitch with 1/2 inch as well down to the end. This is on the crotch part. I do the same to this other side. I'm going to pull the front part to meet the edge of the back part, then stitch it down with 1/2 inch. Now this is the back part, so I'll place it front, right side facing right side. I'll place it like this. This is the back part, this is the front part, putting the sides together like this. So I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and sew round the sides, including the pocket. The pocket is a cut together pocket. If you want me to make a video on how to make this cut together pocket, please, I would like to hear from you in the comment section. So I'm going to stitch round this place. I'm going to stitch round like this down to the end here, and do the same for this side. So I've gone ahead to sew the crotch part of the trouser. I've sewn it and also joined the upper part of the trouser at the sides. Also joined it together. And I'm going to close up the crotch part of the upper part as well. I'm going to close it off, sewing from here to here. You have to take care while you are working on this leg part, because we don't want to switch the crotch and the side parts up. So in order for me to be able to differentiate the two sides from each other, I left the sewing thread hanging on the crotch part while I cut it off entirely on the side part. I've got these pieces from when I was cutting out the old fabric. I've got it out, so I'm going to sew them up like this. In this manner, I'm going to sew them up, all of them. So I'm going to place them like this and determine where I want the strands joined. The back, the front, the back. So I want it to start. You know, naturally the back is bigger than the front with about 1 inch. So I'm going to do it individually round. I'm going to start from here. I want to join at the sides too. So I'm going to leave about 3 inches allowance in between the first strand placement to the next one, then to the next one. So if the first strand is placed here at this joining, then the next one will come 3 inches after. Then the next one will come 3 inches after. And the next one will come 3 inches after. So I'm going to do this round for this, and this. Then I'm going to show us what next. One of the strands that I've got here. Remember, the allowance I left was 2 inches, and I've got 5.5 here. So on the right side now, I'm going to place this here, and bring it like this to this side, making sure that the cloth is not dragged.
I am going to place the strands with 3 inches space allowance on both leg openings of the upper parts.
I have pinned all the strips to the end of the trouser. I'm going to take this long piece of fabric and use it to turn this edge alongside the strips. So I'm going to sew it round and join it at this end, top stitch on it, then flip it over like this to the other side. After stitching and turning this part of the trouser, you can see what we have, and I am already liking the outcome even without having ironed any part of it. I am liking the outcome. Oh my gosh. So this is how it's going to look like. I don't want any seam lines to show on this right side of the fabric, so what I'm going to do is to iron this side down and insert my hem gum here to hold it together. So first thing first, I'm going to turn it to the right side, and I'm going to insert the strips on it, arranging it like this. So taking one strip here, I am going to pin it over here. This seam line is going to match this seam line upper part. So this is strip of fabric that comes here, so this is also the front. I'm going to insert this one into this one over here, and from here 3 inches. So insert it here like this, then bring it back on 3 inches. Can you see? So after we are done, this is how it is going to look like. So marking another 3 inches from here now. I'm going to place this strip over here. Insert this one into the next one and pin it like this. Can you see? So from here, mark another 3 inches. Take this and pin it here. Then bring it over to this one and pin it here. You might find it confusing at first, but please look at what I am doing and hear what I am saying. You can watch the video over again for you to be able to grasp the knowledge very well. Another strip. All the strands to the lower part of the trouser. So what I'm going to do now is to turn this over like this. Yes, as if I inserted the upper part into the lower part. So I have turned it out now. I'm going to take this piece of fabric to turn the edges inside like this. I'm going to turn the edges in like this, top stitch, like I've done to the upper part here, top stitch. Then I'll bring it back for us to work on the waist part. I'm going to do this. I have gone ahead to iron the seams here and close it off with my hem gun, as well as this other leg. As you can see, I have ironed it and it is giving. Like, I just like this style. So the next step now is for me to measure around my waist, attach my waistband with elastic. I'm going to measure around the waist part, starting from the center front. And what I have here is 43 inches. As you can see, I have 43 inches here. I already went ahead to cut the strip of fabric. This is 45 inches long. And you see, so the extra 2 inches is what I'm going to use to join this together here. I'm going to join this together here by 1 inch. So then I'll have 43 inches left to fit into the waist. And the width of this is 6 3/4 inches. After I have hemmed this edge, I have 6 3/4 inches left. The reason I folded my fabric in this fashion is because I want to use this extension to cover the seam lines on the wrong side. So I am going to attach the fabric to the waistband like this. Do you see it now? Like this. I'll sew it by 1/2 inch here and flip it over to the wrong side. So the stitch part, this part is going to be covered by this excess fabric. And I am going to use this 1 inch elastic. For the inside, it is 1 inch. Remember, the addition I added to my waist is 2 inches. 2 inches plus 1/2 inch that I'm going to use to join it. So that is why I have 2.5 here. So I am going to add this 1 inch elastic in 2 layers. One layer here, then another layer down here. I'm going to have 1/2 inch left to sew it together to the fabric. 1 inch elastic, 26 inches, then folded around like this. How I achieved this, I held it together like this, then sew here by 1/2 inch, then I spread it in this fashion. I spread it like this, then sew here and here together. That was how I came about this. I'm not going to do the same for this other one. I'm going to sew it by 1/2 inch here, then open it up and sew it down here. I'm not going to split it into two like I did this one. I'm going to sew it here by 1/2 inch. I'm going to open the stitch. Yes, I'm going to open this up, then place this joint part in here like this, then close it up. Like this. Then I'm going to sew it round, making sure that I do not stitch on the elastic. I am going to drag the elastic through and through and through until I arrive at this edge. So I'm going to sew at these edges like this, skipping the elastic. I'm going to sew. After inserting the first 1 inch elastic, I realized that the space I have left here is not going to be enough if I should insert the 2nd inch. It's not going to be enough to join band to the waist of the trouser. So I am going to set this one aside and use this 1/2 inch instead. So I am going to attach this waistband to the trouser now. I'll take this back part to the joint part of the waistband here. So match this joint part to this part like this. I'm going to match it like this and pin. So I'm going to pin it round. I have stitched the band to the waist, as you can see here, and I left about 1 inch space here, which I'm going to pass the elastic through. Can you see it here? So this space now, I am going to insert this elastic in it.
to hold both ends of the elastic with a stitch. Then I'll go ahead to close off the waistband entirely. I will hem the leg openings with the 2 inches allowance that was given while cutting out the trouser. I'll first fold it 1 inch, then fold it again on another inch and stitch it round like that. The same will also be done to the other leg of the trouser. And this brings us to the end of this tutorial. If you have watched this time, kindly subscribe to the channel, like the video, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell. And until the next tutorial, bye.